Hello, thank you so much for being a part of the third annual OneGoal Student Summit. We are so excited that you are joining us for the event as a panel facilitator. My name is Courtney Duritza Lockhart. I'm the Managing Director of Program here on the OneGoal Metro Atlanta team. And I'm really excited because we've been organizing these panels for months, and you are going to play such a critical role in making them happen. So today I'm just going to talk through a couple of quick things. I'm going to share a little bit about the work we do at OneGoal in case you are not familiar. And then I'm going to share some details about the day as well as your role as the facilitator in our panels. So just to bring you into what we do here at OneGoal. So OneGoal was founded back in 2007 in Chicago by a high school teacher who saw this degree divide playing itself out with his high school students as he was supporting them and figuring out what came next, right? And I think what we know really deeply is that talent is equally distributed, but opportunity is not. And there are too many students coming from low-income communities who are just not set up for success and have access to the types of resources and opportunities and knowledge to be able to be supported through attaining their post-secondary degree. And so our mission is to lead the movement to transform post-secondary advising and support towards the vision that every student will have an equitable opportunity to achieve their greatest post-secondary aspirations. We're across the country. So, as I said, we were founded in Chicago in 2007. We've been in Metro Atlanta since 2016. And across the country in our core model program, we serve about 14,000 students. Here in Atlanta, we have over 850 students across 12 high schools and 3 school districts, which is really, really exciting. You can see the high schools where our students are coming from here, and you will have a chance to connect with students from all of these schools as a part of our event. Just quickly, the impact that we've had on students nationally, 81% of OneGoal high school graduates enroll in a post-secondary institution. 73% of those who enroll persist 1 year after high school graduation, which is really exciting because we know that if we can get students through that first year, they are well on their way to getting their degree or credential. And then our fellows are 1.5 times more likely to earn a post-secondary degree than their peers from similar backgrounds, which are results that we are really proud of. Our program works through a 3-year approach. We start with students their junior year. It's a class that students take in the school day, taught by a high school teacher who we train and coach and support and give access to our curriculum. And they really focus on a few things. Junior year, building what their plan actually is. Senior year is executing on that plan, so FAFSA applications, scholarships, and then helping them get over the finish line into whatever their post-secondary pathway is. And then we continue to coach and support students directly during their first year after high school, regardless of whether or not they enroll seamlessly. So that's very quickly a little bit about what we do at OneGoal. Let me share a little bit about the event. So as you all know, you are coming to the OneGoal Student Summit. The event is taking place on March 7th from 10 a.m. to 2:45 p.m. We are going to be at Clayton State University. It's a beautiful campus if you haven't been there. And most of you are going to spend the day in the Baker University Center. You will all register in the Baker University Center unless you are OneGoal staff, and we'll have more details for you around that. We are expecting between 600 and 700 high school juniors and seniors at the event. And students are really going to have an opportunity to connect with each other, to sit in a variety of panels, and have some experiences that will really empower them and inspire them to go on their path to post-secondary. Here's the agenda for the day. So we have the opening session from 10 to 10:30. Morning session is the first panel. Students are actually choosing from around 20 options for their sessions. Think about it like a conference. And so they'll choose and be assigned to different sessions based on their interest. Then we'll go to lunch. Afternoon session is their second chance to get into a panel, workshop, campus tour, or opportunity fair. And then we'll move into the closing session, and students will be leaving around 2:45 p.m. Things you need to know for your own registration. So we're asking all facilitators to register in the Baker University Center beginning between 9:30 and 10. We're hoping that everyone can be there around 10:15 at the latest. If you're coming only for the afternoon session, we'd ask that you're checking in between 12 and 12:15. If you are a OneGoal staff member who is also facilitating a panel, you're going to be with us over in the Student Activity Center and Tiffany will share more details about that. Parking is available if you are in the Baker Center in the Presidential Lot and Lot C. I will attach a map that outlines these places. We will have lunch for you at the panelist table in the Baker University Center during the same time when students are eating lunch. We're asking folks to dress business casual, and you are, of course, welcome to join us for the closing ceremony in the Activity Center after the close of your panel if you are able to stay. So let's dive into some details about these actual panels. So as I mentioned, there are 2 panels happening. Each panel is around a career topic. So we have careers in film, we have careers in medicine, we have careers in finance, aviation. We have some folks from Google coming. And so each of the panels is really an opportunity for students to hear from a group of diverse individuals and diverse careers within those fields. Each session will have between 20 and 30 students and at least 2 school chaperones. And you'll have those students for that entire time, which we're really, really excited about. So let me share a little bit about your role as a facilitator. Prior to the panel, when panelists are arriving, we're asking that you're just like in your room around 10:15 or so to just like greet and welcome the panelists. Panelists have all also been prepped and know the questions, but they may have questions the morning of and just want to have an opportunity to just like sit down and prepare to talk to students. The other ask is that you ensure that your slides are up and working. We are on a college campus, so all of the classrooms are equipped with projectors. And I will be prepping the slide decks for you. I'll share more about that in a second. But we want you to be running the slides and making sure that they're working. As far as we know right now, there is no audio that you need to be worried about. Fellows should be arriving to your panel, and the panel is set to start at 10:45. Students might get there a little bit earlier as we're transitioning from the Student Activity Center at 10:30. Your panel kicks off at 10:45. We're asking you to start by just welcoming everyone to the panel and then talking about the norms. I will show you the slides in just a moment that go along with these things. Then go over the quick agenda for the session. Then you're going to move into introductions for each panelist. Most of our panels have between 3 and 5 panelists, depending on which session. And so you'll ask them each to introduce themselves, what their role or what their career is, and then where they went to post-secondary. And then you're going to move into the fixed panel questions. We have very limited fixed panel questions on purpose because we want the majority of the time to be open question and answer with our students. So the first set of questions will be a day in the life, and you'll kind of popcorn each panelist. You guys can decide on the style, but ideally you're going to popcorn each panelist and just ask them to kind of share out their answers to these couple of questions, which you'll see in a moment. Then you'll do the same thing for your post-secondary pathway questions. And then the rest of the time is open question and answer between the students, which you will be facilitating, calling on students. If panelists have questions they want to pose to students, you'll be leading that time. After the panel wraps up, all fellows will be headed to lunch following your session at 11:40 down in the Baker Center. So most of you are going to be in the Baker Center, so you'll just send them downstairs. If you are in the Down Center, a couple of you will be over there for some of our panels. We're asking that you just send them to the lobby to meet the volunteers to walk over together. In the afternoon, it will be similar. All students will be going to the Student Activity Center, so you'll just send students downstairs or to the lobby, and there will be volunteers to meet them and lead them over to the Student Activity Center. So let me just kind of demonstrate how you might facilitate this. Obviously, we want it to be your style. We are not married to this, but these are what the slides will likely look like as we send them out to you for your panel. So you'll welcome everybody. You'll have like the opening slide up. This will be geared towards each one of your individual topics. So like if there's finance, we'll say that, etc. Here are the norms. Today, we just ask that you keep an open mind and be curious. Be ready to ask questions at the end of the session, and then show the utmost respect for speakers and presenters. Please silence your cell phones. It's really important that you remind students to take their headphones out, put their phones away. We will be reminding them countless times as well, but just making sure that they are really present and able to engage in the space with our panelists. Then you'll go over this quick agenda. So we're going to start with some introductions, then we're going to have a few questions, and then the rest of the time we're going to open it up to questions from you all. There will be an introduction slide with each one of the, sorry for the multiple pictures of me. There will be each one of the panelists will have a headshot, their name, and then their title and company here. And so you can ask them each to introduce themselves. And then here will be your first set of fixed questions. So there are two. What does your daily work look like? And what might people find surprising about your career? Our goal here is to really try and demystify for students what people's jobs actually look like on the day to day. After you finish these questions, you'll move into your post-secondary path. How did your post-secondary pathway get you to the career that you have today? Again, encouraging panelists to share, if your path wasn't like you went straight from high school and then you got your degree and then you got the job that you always wanted, share that story, right? We want students to hear the variety of ways that people got to the successful careers that they are in today. And then you'll open it up for fellow questions. A quick note, we are going to try and have some planted questions in the audience just to get students going in case it just doesn't pick up right away. But if it doesn't, I would encourage you to pose some additional questions to the panelists, pose some questions to the fellows to just start this part of the time. Okay, so that's an overview of what the panel is. We have a couple of quick asks for you. We're asking that you please bring your laptop. I know this might be a really big ask, and please reach out if you are not able to do this. We have very limited computers for this day, and each room needs a computer to run the slide deck. So if you are able to bring it, we would really, really appreciate it. I will email you the slides for your panel prior to the event, and there will also be a thumb drive in each of the rooms with your slide deck on it. We're also asking that you are in your room for the morning session no later than 10:20, and then for the afternoon session no later than 12:30, just to help talk to panelists, greet them, welcome them to the space. So you might be wondering, which wonderful panel will I be assigned to? So this is how we've assigned folks right now. You can see where you're going to be for the day. I will email this out as well. And if you have any questions or concerns about the room you've been assigned to, please just reach out. One quick note, some of these panels are only happening in the morning or in the afternoon, and that is noted over here. And so if you are a person that is only facilitating in the morning, if you're able to stay and volunteer in the afternoon, we welcome the help. And if you're not, then we thank you so much for joining us for that morning panel. Okay, so I will be sending out some final logistics this week. And in the meantime, if you have any additional questions that I can answer, please don't hesitate to reach out. Here is all my contact information, and we're just, again, very grateful to you for being a part of this event. And we hope that you have a wonderful experience. Thank you so much.